In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission.
Mikey, what are you doing?
I'm doing the thing for the podcast.
It's not that hard, bud.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends podcast.
Titty sprinkles.
It's my favorite donut.
Yeah, right?
Come on, Shipley, step your game up.
No shit. I wonder if Voodoo Donuts.
I don't think
why
we
haven't
ever
they
landed on
gotten
whether or
that?
not titty sprinkles were sprinkles on titties or titty-shaped sprinkles.
What came first, the titty sprinkle or the donut sprinkle?
I guarantee you, the guy who was first sprinkling donuts was like, I could put these on tits.
I guarantee.
I'll bet you that he sprinkled tits and was like,
I'm gonna put
I
this
could
on
sell
a donut.
donuts.
No, some classy broad was working in an ice cream shop and then like just dipped her fucking tits in the sprinkles and
Fucking. Can we all just real quick?
I don't know, man. I think face, neck, and chest has been around longer than the donut.
Yeah. I'm going titty sprinkles are,
Yeah, are they sprinkles on titties or are they titty-shaped sprinkles?
no,
Because we've had this
they're sprinkles
discussion
on
before.
titties.
I like the
They're
sprinkles
on titties.
Because what if could you have titty jimmies?
Well, those would be Jimmy tits, and I don't
Jimmy
want,
tits.
I don't want those.
Titty jimmies.
I'm not.
Keep it inside, John.
For
My
those of
brain
you-
went there too.
For those of you who aren't from the East Coast, jimmies are chocolate sprinkles.
I hate all of you. Can you hand me that, the coaster? Thank you.
Okay.
I don't want to leave water circles on the fancy desk.
There's like
Yeah, 'cause
3
there's
inches
nothing
of
else on
ash.
this. Yeah, it's-
You to clean the ash off this table, you need a fucking spade.
I don't know. I don't know why we stained this thing. Like we should have.
We didn't stain it. We
should've-
we tried to
polyurethane it.
waterproof it.
It didn't-
Yeah, which
It did a good job.
Yeah.
We should have just let it
no well,
patina.
Like,
Michelle.
it is patina.
I think that is accomplished.
I think we need to do the what's it called, the hard the
Oh, like the
poly.
Oh, bar top?
yeah.
yeah.
It's literally called bar top. Like the
Well,
shit you want to
well,
put on is it's
It's an epoxy.
Yeah.
it's an epoxy pour, but you can literally get the shit called
Yeah.
bar top, and you put a
That's-
little edge on it, and you just pour it, and then you come back like a day later. That's how they coat bar tops.
That's-
you
that's
do
why
like-
it's
you
called
come over
bar
with
top.
like a heat gun and you pop all the bubbles and shit.
That's,
the
that's
bar top
what
stuff
we
you don't
should
have
do
to.
this.
That's only if you're doing deep pour epoxy.
No, the shit that Haley does because she makes like. Remember she made.
Yeah,
like,
but that's
stuff?
deep pour.
Yeah.
The bar top stuff is only like it's only like that thick. You don't have to burn it out. You just
Really?
pour it and it just hardens. Deep pour, like see what you started, John.
Shit. We got a lot going on.
All I
in the world,
wanted was
boys.
a coaster.
Oh, how do we get the fucking this from titty sprinkles?
I don't know.
Yep.
Justin, do me a favor.
Yeah, buddy.
Roll some ads.
All right.
Guys, it wouldn't be the Freedom Friends if we didn't talk about our number one sponsor, Warfighter Tobacco. Obviously, you guys have seen us all smoke them. We're here to talk about a quality product that everybody can enjoy. The great equalizer, as we've called it, the Warfighter Tobacco Stick. And it's not just cigars. They've got humidors, travel humidors, cutters, lighters, everything you need to get started on that journey. So check out warfightertobacco.com and use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet, sweet 15%. If you want to know my personal favorite, I'm a 762 Field guy. I like that Sumatra, real nice and even keeled cigar. Great for us beginner smokers, right? And I'm told that these taste even better when you're listening to the Freedom Friends podcast. Now, back to the show. This episode is brought to you by Grill Your Ass Off. It's no secret, we're all middle-aged dudes who love barbecue. Grill Your Ass Off is our main go-to for our spices. That's what we use, man. Whether you're doing burgers on the grill, steaks, or my personal favorite, a little bit of pork belly burn ends, right? They've got you covered on all of that. They also have salsas. They also have seasonings and spices. They got beer salts. They've got everything, man. Check them out. GrillYourAssOff.com/Freedom Friends Podcast, or use the code Freedom Friends Podcast at checkout.
Oh, can we get one of those wood burn artists to come in?
Sure.
Oh, that would be kind of dope.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Then I could just have titty sprinkles just like burned into my
I
section.
think all we need is a stencil and a blowtorch.
No, I want like an old man with one of those little pins that's gonna sit there and like fucking
Oh.
Looks like
normally does like fish on a
yeah.
piece of oak that still has the bark on the outside.
It's essentially stippling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like that guy, but I want him to be fucking unhinged, and I just want to be like,
Yeah.
I want a set of double D's, but one nipple's a cup holder. Like just fucking.
It's a cigar rest.
Just a big, big
yeah.
areola
Yeah, I just
for
want
your cigar.
fucking.
No, that's the cleavage. We each get cleavage cigar rests.
Yeah, and then an areola fucking coaster. Fucking just big old fucking baloney nips. Just fucking.
This is making a lot of sense to me right now.
That's, I
Not
think
gonna
it
lie.
works.
I
Like I think remember the Game of Thrones like map table?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that.
we need like a
But with
3D table,
but
but,
with, like,
just
tits.
boobies.
but just both.
Yeah.
So we get all the tits carved in, and then we can do the deep pour epoxy.
Yeah.
No.
No,
It takes away from playing with it.
yeah,
Like I want to reach over and play with Mikey's tits.
What we do, dude, is
just ash in your tits. Just
we get like those
titty spray.
no,
those like
the ashtrays.
stress reliever balls.
The
that
ashtrays
look
are
like
buttholes.
That's what I want as my cigar rest. I just want to be able to put it in like that.
Oh,
Put it in
yeah.
fucking-
But it has to go every time you pull your cigar out.
Well, mine will be shaped like a taint. That way I can depends on what flavor profile I want.
yeah. I want my cigar rest to be able to blow smoke rings.
You put like a little bag underneath, you hit it with your knee.
Just got one of those little foot pedals. Just,
Well,
there's a lot of shit going on.
Where do we start?
We have a lot of shit to talk about. Let's talk about shitty cops in Florida.
All right.
Let's start with that. You and I started getting fired up about it prior to.
Yeah.
Um,
So if you're serving a search warrant,
Have your gun drawn and be prepared to shoot.
yeah, well, either
also make sure you're throwing.
knock and announce yourself,
Yeah, like there's fucking
or
Google
or
Maps.
don't knock and go the fuck in.
yeah,
Don't knock and not announce yourself, and then enter the wrong house and shoot a black kid that happens to be an Air Force Special Operations guy that works on an AC-130 gunship.
yeah,
That's a good fucking member of society.
Yeah.
And shoot him because he thought somebody was trying to break into his house.
Well, so they said sheriff's department. They announced themselves, but when he looked through the peephole, they were off to the side. So he's like, "This looks shady," because it did.
Yeah.
You know,
Now, you show me a cop that stands in front of the door serving a fucking
True.
warrant.
you don't. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, but
So up till that point,
before that fucking door gets knocked on, you better make sure you're knocking on the right fucking door.
Yeah.
It's complacent bullshit like that, which is
How
what
far
caused
off
all
was
of
he?
this shit. That I'm not sure.
yeah.
It was an apartment, right? It looked like an apartment, like a duplex or something. Like
Was it
if you,
I didn't see
Heaven's
it.
Door?
it wasn't a knocking. No,
Oh.
no. It fucking is now. Shit. It sucks, man. So
Yeah. So
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, there was a sheriff's department in Florida conducted a knock warrant on the wrong house. They knocked twice. When the kid answered the door, like as Scott mentioned, he was a Air Force. He worked for a special operations. His unit was a special operations unit working on AC-130 gunships. I believe he was like a gunner or something.
yeah.
And so enlisted dude, he answers the door because he hears, he's literally sitting in his house playing fucking video games in his apartment. He hears these knocks, picks up his pistol, walks to the door. When they're like sheriff's department, he opens up the door. And then as soon as they see the gun, didn't brandish it, just had it in his hand. And they put 6 fucking rounds in him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I'm seeing
center
6
mass?
rounds.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
people are, guys, we're allowed to have guns on your person in your home.
yeah.
You're allowed to.
Yeah.
You know, that's quite literally what the Second Amendment right is for, is
Like,
to protect yourself
you know-
and your own.
Oh, he wasn't playing video games. He was on a FaceTime call with his girlfriend.
Ah.
Deputies arrived at his door.
I'll read the story.
It's this one. This one's long. They break it up, but police body camera footage showing the deputy responding to the call, ultimately arriving at Fortson's apartment door, and the moments he fires approximately 6 rounds into the airman's chest was released last week by the sheriff's office. The officer was put on leave as the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Florida Attorney General's office examined the footage and details of the case.
I hope he gets fucked.
Well,
Hope the cop gets fucked.
Yeah.
I hope he gets fucked.
Yeah.
Your itchy fucking trigger finger. You ended a guy's life who didn't deserve it.
Yeah.
You need to be fucked. You need to be held accountable.
not only who didn't deserve it, but was a good member of society.
Yeah.
Like you killed one of your own
Yeah.
for what fucking reason?
I heard
Because he
there's
had a gun in his hand.
I heard there's a police department in Texas that's looking for new cops, preferably ones that are willing to shoot.
Yeah, right.
That's true. God, can we just average this out? Man.
Fucking sucks, man. There's no right answer. Because like what I'd mentioned before.
There is a right answer. It's more fucking training. Because just because
Yeah.
somebody has a gun doesn't mean Jesus Christ, when we were in Iraq, did we shoot everybody that had a gun? No.
You couldn't.
You couldn't.
Because everybody had a gun.
Everybody had a gun.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's an unfortunate thing. I understand why cops are so on fucking edge. Like I understand why. And
Yeah, but shit like this also makes it to where I totally understand why everybody's on edge around cops.
yeah.
sure. Fucking yeah, absolutely.
Like I get it. Like you guys are on edge and so you're more reactive. But shit like this, where, you know, this is the opposite of protecting and serving. This is literally being wrong and killing people.
So this cop is a sheriff's department, right?
Yeah.
Was he by himself serving a warrant? Were there other cops that were
I
involved?
think there was another cop like around. There was like another one down the hall or something. Like I don't believe he was by himself.
Yeah.
I think he's the only one that shot, but I don't think he was by himself.
Do you think that cops that serve warrants should be required to go through additional training?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you think that they actually do?
I would hope so.
They're supposed to.
I have no idea.
I have a friend of
I'm
mine-
just asking.
I have a friend of
I
mine.
don't know any better.
My friend Chasey. She was on the warrant squad in Baltimore for a while, and she fucking
Now, you
great
prob-
stories.
You probably need a little more training in Baltimore.
True.
Oh, you probably don't
True.
need much at all. At that point, you just need people to volunteer for the warrant squad in Baltimore. Fuck. Like, okay, we need another one. Who's next?
I mean, it's not going to be boring, but yeah, she had great fucking stories, man. But I know that she did an astronomical amount of training to be in that position.
Yeah.
You know, could be as a female law enforcement officer, like somebody, they need to have a female there, you know, for, you know, when female perpetrators are, you know, arrested or whatever. So she had to go through a fuck ton of training for that. She was also a Marine, which helped, you know. I mean, she was a staff sergeant in the Marine Corps. She was very squared away, good kid, you know. And yeah, I would think you would need it for sure.
I think this comes down to, this is a more extreme example, but it comes down to as simple as, so we went to lunch the other day, my wife and I, we ran down to this restaurant to have lunch, walked in, and there was some airman sitting on a chair, cross-legged, in her fatigues, with a beer in front of her, like at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, okay, I know the regulation is still, you cannot drink alcohol in your garrison uniform or in your fatigues off post. Like you can, behind the gate, you can do it, but you can't do it out in public.
I've totally been guilty of this.
So, but you know, she was out, she had 2 dudes with her, it was just her, and she's cross-legged, like sitting up on the chair, still in uniform, the whole 9 yards. And it took a lot in me to go like, you're
So
not in,
is
like
the-
this is
the
not your problem.
Moral of
But
this,
what this boils down to is there is a complete lack of professionalism in the uniform services right now. Like there's just,
And you're not just talking about military. You're talking about
I just mean
police,
the
fire,
people
regardless.
that put the uniform on. What the fuck? Like I mean, I'm not saying that even in our era and whatever, there wasn't shitbags. Like fuck, I was one of them. But there was a level of professionalism to it.
yeah. But
And there was a level of pride that came along with it too. And now that shit just doesn't exist.
Jazz, you just got a taste of how every Marine feels when
I
they see
think-
you fuckers in the airport.
I think with
I have a Marine story that my son just told me. I have got to tell it.
I
But
think
go ahead.
with one of the leading sources of income from a lot of people in that age demographic,
Yeah.
18 to let's say 25, right? Because that's typically about the time when people join the military.
Statistically, yeah.
When a high probability of them making money via streaming
Yeah.
video games or fucking OnlyFans or whatever type of online thing. Professionalism and uniform for their job isn't really a priority
No.
in their mindset.
Plus, I thought
But there
there is
okay.
restriction against profiting from your uniform.
But
Yes.
but look
So how the fuck are all these streamers making all this goddamn money off their uniform? Like, isn't that supposed to be against? Like, you're not supposed to be able to profit off of your uniform.
I don't know.
And some of these guys that I literally follow are in their uniform all the motherfucking time, like on all their TikToks, all this shit. That is all monetized.
I think there's a way around it. I
But-
think as long as you're not portraying what you are,
Like you're
like if you have a mock uniform that's like sterile or it has fake shit on it, you know what I mean?
But
like,
it's not.
yeah,
This
it's
like
not, though.
mandatory fun day is
Yeah.
in his shit. Like I know his rank, his name, everything because
Well, I
I
know-
read it off his uniform.
I know angry cops. It says angry cops.
He wears a fake one.
yeah.
Not always.
It says U.S. Angry Core on it.
Unless
And
he's
then-
doing something
Because he's in
in
BUs
uniform
most of the time.
and then
Yeah.
usually in that time, whatever it is completely PG compared to his normal stuff.
But who's the other dude that the guy that started?
Mandatory fun day.
Well, no, the other guy that listen. Did you know? And that's how he started his whole
Justin
thing.
Nunley.
Yes.
That guy, and now he's in his uniform all the motherfucking time.
Yeah.
So, like
I'd say
the
we
more and
should
more I
do
see
a
it,
uniform show.
and then there's all those chicks now that are just doing thirst traps in their uniform, and it's not sterile.
But
like
back to what you were originally saying
I'm okay with that.
with being professional, right?
the mindset's different.
There was definitely a time and place where when we were in uniform and not fucking professional and acting like jackasses.
I used to get this every year around the Marine Corps birthday. There would be some fucking veteran though. Like we would be out drinking in our dress blues.
Yeah.
And not even just the Marine Corps birthday. Fucking
But that's a
Toys
prime
for,
example.
Toys for Tots event or fucking anything. We'd be out drinking. Here's the thing. In the Marine Corps, we're allowed to.
no, we can't. But you were in your dress uniform.
We can do it in service uniform,
Yeah, I don't
dress
think
uniform.
I don't.
Be-
I don't know a particular
Now,
rule that says you
like
can't.
if that uniform is authorized for leave and liberty,
Yeah, look it up,
you're
'cause
allowed
it's
to
a-
drink in it.
I'm looking up something different.
But the camouflage utilities, which we're not allowed to be out off post in, regardless.
Well, we weren't either. You were supposed to, like, if you were on your way home and you stopped at a grocery store on your way home to do it,
Yeah.
that was fine. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to go out with my friends for several hours
yeah.
in my
Like-
utility uniform.
You know, shitty in and I agree. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous because it's a work uniform.
Well,
It's for fucking work.
And so that's what I'm saying is that, like, I know, but what I'm talking about with the professionalism, like that chick during the workday drinking in her uniform in a civilian restaurant, and then this cop outside, like, there's just the level of professionalism just isn't there. Everybody's just fucking winging it and going like, I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do until I get fucking caught. I'm
think-
not saying that we didn't do shitbag shit.
Do you think-
And I prefaced that with like, yes, but
Do you think standards have just dropped? Just-
I think it's
I don't
professionalism.
know.
I don't
Either
think-
it's that or we
I don't-
notice it more now.
I don't think the professional soldier or the professional officer, like the people that actually took pride in the fact that they took this on as a lifestyle, and uniform services is not a job. You took on a fucking lifestyle, and it doesn't matter what it is. You joined the military, you became a cop, you became a firefighter, whatever. That is a lifestyle job. Like you're not it's like, nope, I'm only a soldier between 9 and 5. And it's like, oh yeah, okay. It's like that shit doesn't work.
right.
It like
Well, it's because you're getting paid to be 24/7.
you signed a
Well,
contract. It,
Not
like,
much, but
you know,
So the flip side of the same coin, and I'm trying to find the video, and it's fucking hard to find it now because internet and everyone
yeah.
does all the fun stuff. But so what it came down to was a color guard at Mar-a-Lago during an event,
Oh yeah.
right?
that
And it was
bitch that was
Marine
like-
Corps color guard.
we talked about it. On
The
Oh, you guys did?
The under
Okay,
the desk
never mind.
news twat that was like,
But did you
you
guys
ever
see?
seen a Marine Corps stand up?
Did you guys see the response from the
Yeah.
previous?
Yeah.
Totally seen.
Did you guys see
Yeah.
the response video from the previous Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps?
From Sergeant Major Black. No, what'd he do?
He pretty much got on there and tore her fucking apart.
Yeah.
And was
Well-
like, you have no idea what the fuck you think that a Marine Corps color guard is at an event and the Marine Corps doesn't know where the fuck their color guard is?
Yeah.
He's like, it was approved through the fucking Marine Corps.
And the funny thing is,
I will
they
tell
were
you
like-
right now, because Sergeant Major Black used to be my first sergeant.
Uh-huh.
That guy's a fucking manimal. All right, he's a fucking dick.
Well, and these guys were, and it was like they were a reserve color guard or
Yeah,
whatever.
but it's usually what it is.
and
yeah.
it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't
Well, it
matter.
comes down from they
They know
put in
where
a
the Corps
request.
has the colors
Yeah.
all the time.
Well, you put in a request through Headquarters Marine Corps. Headquarters Marine Corps goes, what units are close? That unit's close. Task them.
Yeah.
They get a tasking, and those 4 fucking kids go do that fucking ceremony. That's how it works.
And it's
Yeah.
funny because
Yeah, like-
the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps was like, and I know for a fact that these guys are actual Marines because that one, and he points at one of them, he goes, he was one of my Marines.
Oh, you're not it wasn't Sergeant Major Marine Corps. You're talking about that bull, dude. The Sergeant Major Bull, the one that fucking got booted out a while back. I know what you're talking about. I saw that video.
But
But
see-
he was like, I served with this fucking kid. Yeah.
But like, I think they were bitching because they weren't like all in the same uniform or something.
Well, no, so
But when you're not actually performing the ceremony,
when you're doing color guard, you don't wear ribbons and badges
because your
so
shit
they
gets
didn't have anything
tangled on it.
because it gets
Yeah.
all fucked up from the harnesses and
Yeah.
everything, and didn't want everybody to be
Yeah.
So you don't wear ribbons and badges.
Right.
Clean. I was a color sergeant for a number of years. Yeah.
Yeah.
See how they're not
they
wearing all that shit.
said, so they said, have you ever,
That
first
is
off,
that is how you do standard parade rest when you're under
Yeah.
colors. You grab the harness, and that is how you do it.
Well, that's how
actually
even
fucking
without a harness,
Smiley over there is actually wrong. All right, but they're at ease. They're not at fucking parade rest. They're at ease.
even
They're actually
without
not-
a harness,
They're at rest.
That's
they're
how-
at rest.
That's
That's
how I
not
did
even-
it, even without a harness. Though.
Yeah, they're at rest right now, which means they're just hanging out. They're posing for a photo.
Yeah.
All right.
They're just waiting. They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably just standing there waiting, like bored.
Yeah. And if some good-looking girls want to come have a picture with you,
Goddamn right.
there's no Marine on this planet that's going to be
the
like
whole reason they
no.
haven't changed their uniform.
Yeah.
Everybody else has
Amen.
changed everything except for that motherfucker. That uniform is the only motherfucking uniform that they won't touch.
You could be the ugliest man alive. You
You're
put that
pulling.
motherfucker on.
You're
You're pulling ass, dude. You're pulling ass. Yeah.
Those Marines are making me that uniform's making me wet right
Yeah.
now.
Fucking
I'm
A, dude. Fucking A. Yeah.
That's actually why his uniform's framed in his man cave. Is he just sits there and beats off to it.
it's true.
All their uniforms are perfect.
They're fine.
Yeah.
They're totally fine.
Like their gig lines are fucking perfect. His
Yeah.
is a little off. But
The guy in the harnesses is a little off. It's
Well, that harness
slightly
fucks it
to
up.
his right, but the,
The
harness
harness
is
also
fucking him up.
it also puts fucking fuzzies all over his shit. It's annoying.
Like that harness should be over his left breast button.
Yeah.
But
Just a little bit. Yeah.
I guarantee you that's from when he lifted the flag out of the harness.
Yep.
It relaxed it,
Yep.
and it just when he put it down, it just caught on the button.
Yep.
But yeah,
Oh, so okay, my bad. He was a sergeant major in the Marine Corps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You're talking about Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got
I
booted out
wasn't-
for something.
I wasn't in the fucking Corps, and I'll tell you right now, all 4 of those guys are fucking fine.
Yeah. And I guarantee you, if they're on a color
And-
guard, they're squared the fuck away.
And
too.
they're not in an official position anyway.
'Cause they
so
don't-
that twat that was going on about like, you ever seen a Marine stand at parade rest like this? And it's like, well, he's not at parade rest.
Yeah.
He's not at attention.
Yeah.
He's
You
not
ever
actually.
seen? You ever seen him smile in a picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot.
maybe
He was
you
smart
haven't
at
with
all.
any picture you've taken with Marines. They
Yeah.
probably haven't smiled because you're a cunt.
Yeah.
Dollars to donuts. He knows that if he didn't put his hand on that harness and hold on to it, the picture just looks like he's got a big brass dick sticking out of the front of him. So
I used to make that
and
joke
So literally,
every time.
because everybody that has ever worn one of those things, you just have a big brass dick that's
Yep.
sitting in front of
Is
you.
that on a swivel?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got like a little bit of a swivel.
pivot,
Yeah. Well, it's like because
So you can go from
Well, you have to be able to
attention
raise
yeah.
and lower
yeah,
the flag.
yeah.
Because I'm trying to think. I don't think we ever had a harness when I did it. We just had to hold it.
we have green ones for when we're in utilities, and we
Yeah,
have
but
white ones for.
I'm saying
dress.
when we did color guard, we just had to hold it.
Oh, really?
And when we dipped it, we just had to hold it.
Yeah, but were you?
we
like-
never had a harness.
Were you? Did you just perform duties, or were you actually on color guard?
Well,
Because usually that's like a battalion color guard thing. Like you'll have the harnesses and stuff because they go out and
Yeah. So
do
like,
yeah.
if you
ceremonies
watch
around
like,
town
yeah.
and
So
shit.
if you ever watch
Right.
like, if the Army ever presents the colors at like an NFL game or whatever,
I did the
they
Sup-
have the harness.
Yeah.
I did the Super Bowl when it was in San Diego.
I know when you're carrying the battalion colors, you want a fucking harness because those
Fucking
fuckers
heavy.
are heavy.
Yeah. Well, all the fucking streamers
Yeah.
and cool guy shit. Yeah. Especially a battalion like yours. Fucking
We got streamers going
holy
back
fuck,
to
man.
100 fucking years of bullshit hanging off of there.
yeah.
Hey, that's a lot, man.
Justin, see, pull up the 327 battle. What do you call it? The
Battle streamers?
Yeah, battle streamers.
Or 327 colors.
Yeah, colors. Yeah, it was
It's called the
significant.
standard.
Is it called the standard?
I think it's the battle standard.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck that lady. That's really what it goes. Yeah, dude, she's fucking.
She's a chick that gives
Anyway.
second news on the floor.
So
All right, I don't think there's a ton of homework going into her.
right?
right now, my oldest son, who's in the Air National Guard, is in Guam.
Attaboy.
Yeah. So he's doing his, his deployment, like 3 months in Guam or
He's
6
doing his deployment to a fucking area that is still controlled by the U.S.
Yeah.
Got it. It's the most
So
Air National
he's-
Guard shit I've ever
Oh,
heard.
yeah. He's staying in a resort. Yeah, he's loving life, right? But anyway, he's like, yeah, we were out at the bar the other night. I'm talking to him yesterday because he called his mom for Mother's Day, right?
Is that still a domestic call?
I don't know.
It should be.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's a U.S. territory.
Yeah.
But so he's like, yeah, we were out drinking the other day and
Good on you, boy.
it was late. He's like, and there's just this service member passed the fuck out in the streets. Right. And I'm like, so what'd you do? He's like, well, we went and checked and we found his cat card and he was a Marine.
Attaboy.
Right. He's like, so we were just going to get him back to the barracks. So we grabbed his shit and we're carrying him, walking back. And he said it was a little ways to the whatever. And he said, all of a sudden the guy kind of like came to and said, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're kidnapping me, and ran away. He's like, so fuck him. I'm like, yeah, that's every Marine I've ever fucking met.
Yeah,
Yes.
that 100%
Yeah,
tracks.
it totally tracks. Yeah.
Well, put yourself in that Marine shoes. You go out with the boys, get fucking banged up.
Yeah.
You pass out somewhere. You wake up and there's 4 dudes carrying you that you don't know.
But they're helping you. They're not beating your ass.
But you don't know.
But they're American boys. Like, fuck.
You don't know.
That boy made it. That boy made it.
My
2
son
blocks
is
away.
very white.
That
like-
boy made it 2 blocks away and went, oh fuck.
Yeah.
I
Guaranteed.
just woke up like whiskey or drugs.
Yeah.
Like, what do you got?
Yeah.
No, okay, I'll take the free Uber ride.
But
Yeah.
like, good on you for trying to help the Marine, and I
You
get
did-
it for
you
not
did-
being able to help them.
You started
help
with the right thing, but
Yeah.
what is that? You can't help those that won't help themselves.
Lead a horse to water, pal.
Yeah.
Lead a horse
Woke
to
up,
water.
I'd wake up, be like, "Where you guys going?"
What are we getting into, fellas? Like, what is
Be
this?
like, what? Are we done or just next place? Like,
Yeah.
I don't,
If anybody, whoever that Marine was out with, it's their ass.
Yeah.
Like, fuck those guys.
I should have asked what rank said Marine was.
He's probably a non-rate. He's probably a gunny.
To be out by himself, yeah.
No.
Sergeant or above. More
well,
likely.
he was out by himself at that point. That wasn't.
Yeah, I guarantee you, it didn't start out by himself.
Imagine if
He was out by himself.
Yeah.
imagine if we would have went out with one of our other guys from the platoon and not brought him back home.
Oh, dude,
Well,
that's your ass.
Michelle was like, imagine what would have happened if you guys got sent to Guam and you had to stay on a resort for 3 months. I'm like, we would all
Oh, it would last
have
a week.
been in jail.
No, we would have been on a resort for a week, and then
yeah.
they would have
Yeah.
kicked us off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go set up fucking tents. You're eating MREs.
Yeah.
Everyone's
No,
on restriction.
You'd have been in the barracks with us. That's
No,
all.
no. They wouldn't have put us in barracks. We'd have had tents.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fucking.
I'd have been out there in that one man going, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Shit, I was in
Shelter.
a shelter half in Missoula, Montana for 2 months, and I loved it. I had a great time.
We had those stupid.
Must have had a good cuddle partner.
I
does.
had obviously I only had half
bubble.
a tent, so I had to stay with somebody.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Here's half a tent. What the fuck you want to do with this? Find somebody else, make a tent. What?
Find somebody who didn't forget to bring their steaks.
Got it. Justin, did you have shelter halves?
Fuck no.
I don't think so.
You should Google shelter halves.
I don't think so. No, you know.
Yeah, you
You
know.
would 100% know.
I was just after the shelter half, so ours was you could still zip them together.
Yeah.
but it was like a.
Oh, we didn't have zips. I was snapped.
Yeah.
So you could,
Oh.
well, ours were ours
The
were
reason you had a poncho was it covered the shelter half.
yeah. So ours was ACU pattern, so they really blended in when you got them set up. But it was, and you could zip it to another one.
Now, in true Army fashion, they should have had DCU,
Yeah.
ACU, whatever the new
It
one
was
is,
so stupid.
BDU, all different. Everybody
But,
should have had a unique shelter half.
I gotta give a huge
There
shout
you
out
go.
to whatever fucking high up ranking whoever was like, you know what, we don't need these anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, these
That was somebody
I went to
that
Walmart and they have
started
a
with those.
better fucking
Yeah.
version of this.
That was-
$2,000.
What?
$2,000.
Fuck you.
But you know what? That's not
then,
right.
But then the YouTube video, right, it says ultimate $10 military shelter.
no, but that's not right though.
85,
33.
40. Yeah.
I don't remember them being that tall.
No, they were
right?
I remember them being like 18 inches off the ground, and that's it.
That's because your guy lost his poles. So see, Justin, you see these poles? It's actually
Okay.
3 sticks.
There's actually
I never had poles.
There's a
I always
prime-
had to find a tree branch. I never got issued poles.
there you go. So there's the prime example, but that's 2 of them.
Oh, that's the new one?
No, that's the old one.
What the fuck? You stand up in that bitch.
That's
That's
that,
old
that looks
as
like
shit,
4 of them put together.
Yeah.
That's 8 steps better than a figure 4.
How what was the
yeah.
square footage of a shelter half? It had to be
2.
it had to be a 2x4, and then it was probably a 4x4 put together.
If I remember right, they were only like 6 feet long, and
I
I'm
was gonna say-
6'1".
Did they always tell you?
I know that my feet stuck out the bottom.
I didn't
Because
really
they
fit.
tell you to go in head first.
Yeah.
So
So
that-
it was probably a 6x6 then, was the shelter half. When you had to share this with another.
I would say it was probably about 3 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was not room for your rucksack.
Fuck no.
Fuck.
No,
Barely.
that's why you have the rainfly thing.
Yeah.
It sat outside.
Yeah.
we had these.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck
me.
you, dude.
7x5.
That's what you had?
We had light fighter tents. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's pretty bitchin'.
No, they're
dude.
fucking sweet.
Is that, and that's a single man?
It's single man with gear inside, 2 man with gear outside.
Army. This soldier just said this was fucking sweet.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
They're not supposed to say that.
So,
They're supposed
now-
to be like, this sucks ass.
Marines went to a pop tent too. Can you look up the Marine Corps one?
Here's a shelter half on a surplus website for $34.99.
Mine was that's the light fighter. Mine's the generation.
John, I'm going to buy 2 shelter halves.
Yeah, right there. That's what the Marines ended up going to. When I got out, I have one of these at home. It's got a big fucking hole in it. But yeah,
You know what I have at
they
home?
finally ended up. It's a 2-man tent.
So
I have at home is an REI half dome because there's no fucking way you could convince me to use military fuck all.
Yeah,
out in the
I have-
wild.
I have
I'm
good-
going to use it as a display.
Oh, see that I
That's it.
understand.
That's it.
It'd
Like-
be good for like
Conversation.
like some of the videos you
Like a
guys do,
joke.
like put
Yeah.
up a fucking and then just sit in it and be
But
like,
the shelter half was canvas.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when it was raining, if you touched whatever was touching the side of the
Was
shelter
when I
half
Got soaked.
was just absorbed like a sponge. So you had to use your poncho to go over the top of the shelter half if you
Yep.
had any kind of weather. at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I would usually take I would take like my poncho and put it over the top, and then have my partner's poncho, and he'd put it on the bottom. And
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that way you wouldn't sleep in the mud.
Right.
And the only thing that sucked is the poncho wouldn't go all the way to the ground on both sides. So
Yeah.
you would have about a foot
Yep.
on the bottom that if you touched, you're getting fucking soaked. And it's gonna pool in the middle of the poncho that you're sleeping on.
Yeah.
now
And then
and now you're sleeping in a puddle.
I saw a couple people have the hood of the poncho on the inside. So it just filled up with water.
It was just a cup.
Yeah.
Idiot.
No, you got to flop it out, tighten it up.
No, mine was like had like
they don't issue
functioned like a tent.
they don't issue ponchos anymore either though.
What?
Now it's a tarp. It's like an actual tarp that ties to your to your whoopee.
Yeah, because they actually have good rain gear.
Oh.
Because now they have Gore-Tex. What the fuck you need a poncho for?
Oh,
Gore-Tex.
when we got
I
our
had a
Gore-Tex
I had
sleeping
Gore-Tex
bag.
too. Gore-Tex, fucking
That-
that when we went from the green
Yes.
down one that used when it
To
got
the-
wet
to
weighed
the-
500
To
pounds.
the sleep system.
The sleep system was the tits,
But
man.
that's the only part from the military I still have is my 3-part sleep system.
fucking.
That's
ate
the
it.
only thing I don't have that I wish I did.
Me
You can
too.
have mine.
The green one was the best, man.
Once again, there's civilian sleeping bags out there that are
You can
so
have-
much fucking better.
Yeah,
You can have mine
that
'cause
Gore-Tex cover then.
Mine,
I got-
That's mine.
mine's better and it's
Okay,
this big when I
Scott.
collapse it.
When are you ever going to use a Gore-Tex sleeping bag?
Motherfucker,
No,
you just
never.
you will
I have-
never
you know,
camp
I
out
have
there.
air
Okay.
conditioner.
I own an RV now.
Yeah, I-
Now-
I'm not doing that at all.
My camping, I have an oversized fat man cot,
I've used it. It's nice.
and it's phenomenal.
It's wonderful.
And I bought it so Kira could sleep with me,
Yeah.
elevated.
Yeah.
And then I got an oversized fucking 4-inch mattress pad, and then an oversized fleece or flannel lined sleeping bag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Justin, what did you use for a sleep pad? Did you? have?
We had the inflatable.
Oh,
sleeping
the
pads.
Thermarest.
Thermarest. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Oh, we didn't
Yeah.
have a thing.
Yeah, we got issued those. Which
We had
was
those
nice.
green ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they sucked. They all
Oh,
popped.
the pussy
Well,
pad.
so mine was just covered in duct tape.
Isomats.
yeah.
Yeah, I started my career with
They were like
Isomat. By
that
the time I
thick?
retired, we had
Mhm.
Thermarest
Okay.
as well. Yeah,
Yep.
I do still have my Thermarest.
I traded mine
I do
out
still
for the
have that.
older the foam pad.
Yeah.
The foam pads never.
the Isomat.
Yeah. I just bought the
Well,
ones
they never
from the
went flat.
Iraqis.
No.
The new ones we got would always have a hole and go flat because they were inflatable.
Yeah.
I just bought the foam pads from the
Yeah.
Iraqis and put it on my cot.
Yeah.
I remember.
You know what I used to sleep on was a stretcher. I'd get one of the stretchers,
Yeah.
because
They're not bad.
it would lift you about
Yeah.
fucking about 2 inches off the ground, and it was just as comfortable as a cot.
Well,
So
it
I had
actually
a fucking
it breathes
stretcher.
better.
Yeah,
Well,
like the old canvas ones.
Oh,
I would sleep.
the
on that.
new mesh ones. Though.
The mesh ones were fun. Yeah,
Those were ones that
but
sleep on.
I would sleep on that. And so in the Amtrak, it would fit on top of in the recovery variant.
Yeah,
It would fit on top of the toolbox.
right.
So I would sleep on that, and it was like being in a coffin rack basically.
Yeah.
Like the top of the track was like right here, and so I was just like, but it was snug as a bug, man. Like I used to sleep like a baby in that thing.
Nice.
Slept through mortar rounds and shit,
Yeah.
landing around and stuff
As
before.
you do.
Yeah.
I can't sleep without them.
Times have definitely changed. He's-
I heard it.
He's
I
just
was like-
his white noise is just Artie Sims,
Yeah.
just going on.
He's got one of those little programmable
Like when
next to his bed. He just hits the button, and it's just
the best sleep I've gotten since out of the military was Detroit. It's great.
Man, I went to Flint, Michigan, and just slept like a baby.
I've got a buddy of mine that this last weekend, he went through a pretty bad breakup, found a new chick, and she's from Detroit. And so he flew up there this last weekend. I haven't talked to him since he got back, but he was telling me he was flying up there, and I was like,
8 miles.
"Do you need to borrow my case so you can check a gun, or like, do you know if she's carrying like this?" I appreciate a 1,800-mile booty call, like I do,
It's a lot.
but
Only a dude.
I hope you're getting armed with more than just you're taking some Trojans. Like
Can I guess how old this guy is?
hit me. I know exactly how old he is.
26.
64.
33. Fucking nailed
Is
it.
he 33?
Nailed it.
Yep.
I was
Right.
gonna say-
He's,
I was
he's
gonna
just
say-
old enough to have adult money, but just
I was going to say
still young enough to make
26
bad decisions.
35. That's why I chose on the low end. But yeah,
He's a
yeah. We'll travel for pussy.
he does
Men
well,
and
he's-
dumb.
he's now single, lives in an apartment, and he's a site manager for something. He's one of those dudes that has to go out and like walks a site before anybody else is allowed to fucking do on it and shit like that. So he gets paid fucking
Well,
yeah. He takes really good care of his son though. He's got a prior relationship and has a son, so he pours a lot of his income into making sure that his son wants for nothing.
Attaboy.
which is
Yeah.
super cool.
respect that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called child support. So
Yeah, does
So-
he actually get it or is it the ex?
So he's got like so he did it right when they broke up. He argued in court and got like the minimum required child support payment.
yeah.
And then he personally handles like when he picks his kid up, like he's like, okay, we're starting school. So he goes and buys like all of his clothing, all of his shoes, his school supplies, like,
Yeah.
and then every time he picks him up, it's so, it keeps him on his insurance. And like he does a really good job of being he's a full-time dad with part-time like ownership. What's the word I'm looking for?
Custody.
There you go. That's what,
Ownership.
Visitation.
yeah. Full-time dad, part-time custody.
Well, good for him.
Yeah. He's a good dude.
All right, I want to get into something.
All right.
VFW.
Okay.
I heard they're awesome. We should all go join our local VFW.
Now, I will say, all right, I'm not shitting on our local VFWs. All right, although I do have my own beef with the
How
one
are
here
they
in Shirts.
still a fucking thing?
Good question. So
Because they
recently,
get government funding.
the VFW HQ out of Washington, D.C., put up a post on Twitter calling out Zach Bell, better known as Veteran with a Sign. Essentially, Veteran with a Sign, Zach, is hilarious, but he's also been a strong advocate for veterans and the community for a very long time, for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And just a great fucking kid, man. He's a good dude.
He's still in.
No, he's out.
Just got.
That's why it's veteran with a sign.
He's been out for a while, I
Oh,
believe.
okay.
But he advocates for more options for veterans to obtain benefits, right? And he went through this company called Re-Medical, right? Well, VFW has this ad campaign. It's a national campaign. They've poured a lot of money into it. It's called Don't Feed the Sharks because, let's be real, there are sharks out there that are like, hey, we'll get you your fucking VFW benefits, but in return, you're going to give us a percentage for the rest of your fucking life.
I want VFW benefits.
Yeah, no shit.
How do I
Right?
get? Who do I call to get VFW benefits?
You meant VA.
VA benefit.
The
VA
VFW.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
The VFW put out a thing about don't feed the sharks,
Sharks,
for
right.
VA benefits.
For VA benefits, correct. Thank you. And Remedical is not on this list that they put out, right? But instead, they attacked Zach specifically.
Yeah.
All right. And the entire veteran community, fucking a lot of people were like, hey, why are you calling out a veteran? If this company is bad, show him proof that they're bad and tell the veteran.
Well, and not just calling out a veteran, but calling out a
really good guy,
veteran.
a really good dude, a really good veteran,
Yeah.
So-
who's done nothing but his entire fucking life after the military has been to fucking help advocate for veterans.
Was
right?
Veteran with a Sign, was he was what is it, Remedical, RE?
REE, yeah.
Is it they call it Re or RE?
I think it's Remedical.
Re?
I think.
Remedical? Was Remedical paying Veteran with a Sign?
I think he was sponsored.
He is sponsored by them, yeah.
Okay. Did Veteran with the Sign vet Remedical in any way, shape, or form, other than, hey, thanks for the paycheck?
No, he used them to get benefits as well.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But is what VFW is saying, has Remedical actually done or
No.
not done that?
No, so
Is
they
there
don't.
any proof besides a YouTube video?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
No.
The VFW used comments that were posted
On Veteran with the Signs post
about but it was
about another
about
organization.
general about you can do this for free. Don't pay people to help you with your benefits.
yeah.
But it had nothing to do specifically with Remedical.
Correct.
So why is the VFW going after Remedical? And what are they saying about Remedical?
Well,
Nothing.
they're trying to say that they're a shark, but
Yeah.
they didn't go after Remedical. They went after fucking Zach.
Yeah.
They just went after him. And it's like, why? And then the entire veteran, yep, here's your fucking pieces
Yeah.
of shit.
No, I
All right?
I went
that's
through all
that's
the,
what they did, right? And they tagged him, hey, at Veteran with a Sign, stop adding to the rumor mill according to a certain cease and desist letter, which I'll get to that in a minute, linked in our bio. The help Remedical provides veterans is illegal. Okay? And then there's our buddy Rich right there, Angry Cops. He was like, hey, man, like, what the fuck? You know?
No, he didn't. He said
Veterans are
we
being
should
taken
blame
advantage
veterans
of,
for all bad things this company does,
and we must protect them all. But should you blame Veteran with a Sign for all the bad things this company does after he was also taken advantage of? Turns out he wasn't taken advantage of. And if you go to another post,
Well, hit the 6 replies there. I'm curious.
it's just,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and even Veteran with a Sign was like, hey, and if you scroll down a little bit in the forum, I believe Zach, even right here, he's like, you guys are really committed to bashing a veteran who says veterans need more options, not less, all because I didn't want to do your marketing campaign. So they had reached out to him. VFW did. And he was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that because I'm working with another company who does good stuff. And here you go. Yeah. And there's the story, essentially. Yeah. It's not and now that brings me to the cease and desist letter. Jazz, you're pretty well versed in cease and desist.
so
We used
the-
to get them often.
The VFW,
right?
the VFW put
framed
out an
quite a few
article.
of them.
Fucking A. So you know what they look like.
Yeah.
The VFW put out an article in November of 2023.
Yeah.
And on that is they have a VFW claim shark fact sheet, and Remedical is on that sheet from November 23.
I would
Okay.
also be concerned with any organization that receives money from the same pool that the VA receives money from, telling you not to use organizations to make sure that you are getting money from the VA.
Well, it's free market capitalism that they're trying to fucking.
It's not just that. It's just think about it.
No.
So the
You're not
VF
allowed to use those.
The VFW receives government funding.
You can't spend your money the way you want it to.
The VFW receives government funding.
Uh-huh.
VA benefits are government funded.
Yeah.
So if a government funded institution is telling you not to do something to go get money from another government funded institution, maybe you should take off your little cunt cap and think about that you were saying, hey, my government organization said don't take money from this other government organization. And then still tell me that you're down for veterans.
So,
Like,
well, I think what they're saying is don't take money. Don't let these other guys get you money from that veteran organization because we can do it.
but they can't.
They definitely can't.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be other companies that can go get it done.
I didn't even know the VFW did that.
It's because I've never seen it work.
And well, that not only that, but the VFW has been around since I was born.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that that was even a service they offered.
I thought they were just shitty spaghetti dinners and dollar beer.
Yes.
They do have really cheap drinks,
Here's my
and you can usually smoke
It's like
it.
all I know
The,
about
fi-
the
the
VFW.
fish fries usually are pretty goddamn good.
like.
But typically you can smoke in a VFW as well.
They
If there's
also
a private
all have
club.
tanks.
they all have tanks. I'm jealous.
They're on loaner.
Loan us one.
That's true.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Okay. The,
You know what the fuck?
let's
I
talk
have
about
more
this.
I don't know.
Let's
They might
talk
just
about the
demilitarize.
tanks that are in front of a VFW.
Well, yeah, they're demilled.
No. I don't give a fuck what condition they are in. What kind of tank is in front of a VFW?
It's almost
An
always-
M60
Yeah, it's-
usually.
yeah.
Yeah. How much do those fucking things cost?
I don't know that the Army has ever sold any.
Imagine if they did.
They would go for a lot because that's an awesome.
And if every fucking
that's a
VFW
fucking tank.
could fundraise spaghetti dinner plates and dollar fucking beers to buy that goddamn fuck that. They're
Did
on
you-
loaner.
this brings me back to a story.
Or they were given to them by
Hey.
the government
No,
that
no.
funds them.
No.
This brings me back to a story that I read and I laughed my ass off. A VFW went out of business. A guy bought the property. The M60 tank was still there. He assumed it was now his.
Fuck yeah.
And so he was trying
Possession's 9/10, right?
he was trying to sell said tank. But yeah.
Did he sell it?
There hadn't been a conclusion at that point. People were like, that's not your tank. It's not the VFW's tank.
I would, I would do one of two things. Like that guy said, I would try to sell it. And if the government stepped in and was like, you can't sell it, that's ours. Be like, okay, cool. I'm charging you $25,000 a day until
Yeah.
you get this fucking thing off my property.
Yeah.
I
And
would,
oh, by the way, I'm backdating this until when I bought the property, and that was 2 years ago.
yeah.
Okay.
I would put it in storage and not say a goddamn thing. I wouldn't try to sell it. I would get it running. It would be my tank.
I wanna know
until I was
how they're
asked
getting-
politely to turn it back.
How
in.
they're getting the money. Because I can almost guarantee you on your average Friday night, I have more veterans drinking beer in my bar
100%.
than your average VFW.
100%.
Well, so I will give it to the VFW. They are trying to make an effort to bring in our generation of veterans.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a campaign. They're trying to market toward it now. They're putting in a little bit of an effort. The problem is they don't fucking know how.
I'll tell you.
Do I get a stupid hat?
I'll tell you my story with the VFW.
If you apply,
And it was the one local here in Shirts.
Yeah.
Shirts, Texas VFW, right? Down on 78. I walked in there.
Who has
so
a tank?
They do have a tank. So during COVID, my favorite wing place shut down,
yeah,
right? This is amazing place. It was called Plaza Pizza and Wings, RIP. All right. And they had these great wings. So the VFW allowed them to come into their kitchen to make wings, right?
nice.
And I was like, fuck yeah. So I ordered wings
Yeah.
and I went to the VFW to pick up my wings. I'm not there for the VFW. I'm there for the fucking wings of this place, right? I'm not a Vietnam vet, so I don't usually go to the VFW.
I
right?
like Vietnam vets.
Me too. Fucking
I-
love them.
And I would go to a VFW to hang out with them but anyway.
So I'm standing there, patiently waiting for my wings, not talking to anyone. I'm just standing there. And all of a sudden, some dude with his fucking gig line perfect and his fucking t-shirt, his polo tucked in, and this fucking stupid hat comes fucking marching up to me like he's in charge because he was the VFW commander.
Right.
Right. And he just goes, you need to turn your fucking hat around. And I was like, no, the fuck I don't. First of all, you're a foot shorter than me. Fucking lower your voice when you're talking to me. I was like, fucking, no, I don't, dude. I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. And he's like, well, I'm the commander here. I'm like, doesn't mean fuck all to me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not turning over my hat. Well, you're disrespecting veterans. I'm a 6-time combat vet, my friend. I'm pretty sure I got more fucking right to be in here than probably any of those fucking little kids over there at your goddamn bar. And he was just like, and I was like, you want to know why the fucking VFW has such a problem with like new membership? Bullshit like this. You can't have your hat on backwards, or you need to have a fucking proper haircut, or your fucking shirt's not tucked in, and all this shit. All the bullshit, which is 99% of the reason why people got out of the fucking military in the first place, you're trying to carry over into the fucking veteran world. And this new generation of veteran is going to tell you to go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering why you're having such a problem with fucking membership, look in the fucking mirror.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, if he thinks though,
You know what didn't happen? My hat didn't turn around. I
Right.
know that.
But if he thinks because you wear your hat backwards that we couldn't, if they gave us that building and the VFW and said, hey, for the next 3 months, the Freedom Friends, this is your bar.
Fucking game on.
So I misspoke
We would-
earlier.
Membership would grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. there would be
we would do well.
There would be some growth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
sure.
misspoke earlier. The VFW is not funded by the federal government.
It's a 501, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
They were. So what I got confused for is they were.
I mean, they have government grants.
Yeah, but they
I'm
were.
glad you fact checked yourself. That's-
Well, because I couldn't remember because I read something about it and it was a long time ago, and I was like, I don't know if that sounds correct or not. So they were chartered by Congress,
Yeah.
and that's what I got confused with it.
So, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not shitting on your local VFW. I'm shitting on their HQ in Washington D.C. They're the ones that fucked this up. And
but
to
that was a younger kid.
But to make matters worse, what they did after the fact, after
Yeah.
that post,
Yeah.
they doubled down on that fucking post.
Yeah.
All right. They didn't apologize to this veteran. They didn't fucking make it right. They doubled down and were like, nope, fuck you, fuck him.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck him? No. Fuck you. All right. You're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. And Rich did a big video about it along with fuck.
I love fuck.
Fat electrician.
Fat electrician. Yeah.
But I would challenge any VFW commander, right? Hand over the reins of your fucking command to the next generation for 3 months.
Yeah. See what happens.
See what happens.
I can tell you what happens. We will get an email asking for donations, asking for funds to help keep the charter alive because it's on its last leg. We've gotten, I can't even tell you,
No,
40,
not a-
50
not a-
fucking emails from new charters.
If me and you were in charge of this VFW for the next 3
The shirts
months,
What I'm saying though is the people that get put in charge of the VFW are the people that send us emails asking for, because we've gotten a fucking million of them.
Yeah, they're
and
not-
hey, I just took over a few months ago and I'm just trying to right the ship and we're in a really bad spot and blah, blah, blah.
yeah, they're
blah,
not
blah.
doing it correctly.
But it's just like, well, use what you have to generate. And if you don't know how to do that, maybe you're in the wrong fucking seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe you shouldn't be running that bitch.
Yeah.
Maybe you should let somebody else that has a
But that
little
was
bit
the-
more of an
that was the
entrepreneurial spirit.
Prior commanders drinking buddy.
Yeah.
And they were
It's
like,
it's not like
that's all it
it's
is.
not like it's duly elected motherfuckers. Yeah.
And it's okay.
They're voted.
That would be like you two swapping titles and then going like things are gonna run different now. It's like what?
But
no, it's not. It's gonna be the same fucking place.
But to play devil's advocate here, is it the reason? Okay, is that commander afraid of the new generation because we're disrespectful?
yes.
no, it's because
no,
they-
I think it is. But
Probably.
what they don't realize is that we would focus more on what meant something, and when it came time to be professional and do a funeral detail or do something, right? We would be better at it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what the problem is with VFWs? It's simple. It's one sentence. Sums up the whole fucking thing. Well, this is how we always did it.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is how we always do.
That was it.
Yes.
That is it.
That-
Okay. You're the new guy in charge. Cool. Here's our bylaws. Here's our rules. This is what you have to follow to a T.
Yeah.
And this is okay. Now make us profitable
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they were in the negative. The VFW as a whole was in a negative last
So
year.
you
by
want
like almost $4 million.
Another reason the VFW isn't successful is I, as a veteran who's been a veteran for 20 fucking years, do not know what their mission statement is. I don't know what the fuck they're about.
Yep.
I don't know what they're
Fucking
about.
quarter beers and fucking.
I've been a veteran for 13 years, and
Yeah.
my entire assumption of the VFW is it's old men with spaghetti dinners and dollar beer.
Yeah.
It's
What
dollar
is-
Miller Lite.
What is your fucking mission?
I don't know what the
I
fuck
don't
your
know.
purpose is. And
Well,
why
it's-
should I go?
here locally in San Antonio. I got into it with the guy downtown.
Well, and
once.
like you just said, I'm not going to go to a VFW to tell me that I'm veteeraning wrong.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Fuck
The
you,
mission
man.
here's the mission for the VFW. The mission of the VFW Foundation is
But
to serve military veterans, service members, and their families by securing resources for programs that facilitate enhanced life outcomes.
Okay. So that probably means VA benefits, right? until this video,
Enhance
I
life
did-
outcome.
That's a
didn't-
weird way to read.
Yeah, that's,
a
word.
rub
that's a
and tug in the
weird.
back.
That's a
That's not
weird
a-
mission
right?
statement.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know they did anything with VA benefits.
I knew that they had VSOs, but they're not.
So-
they're not trained
Here's
VSOs.
what we do: we award grants
For what? Grants for what?
to VFW posts, auxiliaries, and departments, as
To
well
other
as
posts.
qualifying nonprofits providing the vital support America's heroes and their families deserve. They provide scholarships to student veterans and their financial assistance that need to complete their educational goals.
I
Support
had no idea about that one.
support active duty service members and their families in need of financial assistance for housing, medical, basic life needs.
Had no idea.
Facilitate support for the VA benefit claim filing assistance to
Had-
service members
Had
and
no idea.
I'm gonna apply
Veterans
for a
free
bunch
of
these
charge.
and see how. Let's see what the process is.
offer military veterans, regardless of when or where they served, with VFW counsel and assistance to successfully navigate VA entitlements and disability claims. Reward America's military heroes and their families by sponsoring admission to popular entertainment venues and attractions.
I have never once seen any of those things fucking done.
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody from the VFW
Like-
do any one of those things.
VFW, your marketing is fucked. Because we had
Or you're full of shit.
yeah, well,
Here's
none of
their-
us.
Here's their core values.
Always put the interest of our members first. Oh,
Well,
so you got to be a member.
There you go.
So there's that.
Wait until you get to the last one.
Treat donors as partners in our
Respect
cause.
the diversity of veteran opinions. Except for your headgear. Fuck your headgear.
Promote patriotism, honor military service, ensure the care of veterans and their families, unless they disagree with you or don't want to use you as a VSO.
I hate look if there's
Ensure the
anybody
care
in
of
the
veterans.
VFW that listens to this shit. Here's one thing I'll tell you: doesn't fucking work. Don't stand outside the fucking Sam's Club and ask me for money.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, it
It's not-
doesn't. It doesn't work with the dickhead in the bell with the Salvation Army.
Yep.
It's not going to work unless you're selling cookies and you're cute
Yep.
little girl,
When
little
you're-
tiny adorable thing.
when you're standing on the Sam's Club in your stupid fucking hat.
You could be,
Yeah.
you know, this is going to sound super fucked up, but you could be like a middle-aged, overweight dude, and I'd probably still buy Girl Scout cookies.
Fucking A. That's probably
Dangerous
true.
thing they ever did was fucking make that website.
Yeah. Fucking which one?
You can order Girl Scouts cookies online now.
What?
They'll just deliver the bitches.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that.
And then even the Girl Scouts got smart and you're like, you know what we should do? We should license Thin Mints to all the cereal companies.
They did that.
Oh,
Yeah. In Samoa.
Yes. Hey,
Yeah.
hey, VFW.
Thin
Girl
Mint
Scouts are
Yeah.
smarter than you are.
So fucking fast.
And they don't wear a stupid hat.
God damn it.
Fucking hate that hat.
No, like
It's a
I-
piss cutter. It's
That
fucking
little
dumb.
that little fucking black and gold cunt cap they all walk around
Yeah.
in. You look like an ass.
yeah.
so I'm
That's
going
like
to ruin a
the
lot.
beef I have with the fucking Marine Corps League because they have the same one, only it's red.
The
It's fucking
purple
annoying.
Heart Association wears them too.
Yeah, it's fucking
I'm
dumb.
going to ruin a lot of people's lives real quick.
Oh shit.
Go on Amazon and look up Girl Scout pretzels.
Oh yeah. Remember we learned that out the
I-
double knife a couple years ago.
I had to block the product from
You
myself
ever had like
on
a
Amazon.
flip, like a chocolate covered pretzel, like a
yeah.
But it's thin.
it's
Mint
that,
Girl
but it's
Scout.
Thin Mint coated on a pretzel.
Yeah,
Go fuck yourself.
It'll fuck your life up.
Yeah.
Dude. I have a bag at home.
yeah.
I don't.
I'll have a bag tomorrow.
Dude.
Thanks, Amazon.
Yeah.
And by tomorrow night, you won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's-
I don't want it done.
Yeah.
You open it. There's no putting it back in the pantry.
Yeah. It is
Oh,
fucking.
speaking of shit that I saw that you can buy online, there is a company out there right now that is saying that they have a better product than Dots pretzels. You're fucked, buddy. I'm sorry, but your ad
That's a bold
campaign
statement.
That is a
is that you're
real
pulling out
bold
Dots
statement.
pretzels going like, they're not bad, but I don't even think they're a real pretzel. And now you have this competing version. Yeah, that ain't happening. First off, Dot like still runs that place and fucking I love you, bitch. You're fucking holy shit.
Where's
Only
We went-
$14 bag of
We
pretzels I'll ever buy.
we went to my wedding,
Which flavor is your favorite?
the red bag.
You're just going the
OG.
original.
Yeah,
OG.
me
Yeah,
too.
the OG Dots pretzel.
the honey mustard's
The
not
honey
bad,
mustards is fucking.
but the
growing
OG
on me.
one.
The OG one.
But I will tell you,
The cinnamon
there's
sugar
The
is
cinnamon
pretty good.
sugar. If you get the cinnamon sugar one, and then you get like, God, I'm gonna sound so
icing
fucking fat.
from Domino's.
I'll get
dip it in
icing
it.
from
You
Domino's.
fucking fat kid. It's okay. I did it too.
It's so fucking amazing.
Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Go get Bluebell vanilla bean ice cream.
Yep.
Ooh, salmonella.
Take the cinnamon sugar Dots pretzels, put them in a baggie and smash them up, and then sprinkle them all over the top of the fucking ice cream.
I fuck with that.
Once again, I misspoke. It wasn't salmonella. It was listeria.
That was
It's a big difference.
that was only
Big
once.
difference.
That was one time.
Dots got its start in Velva, North Dakota, a
Yeah.
small town.
That is an American dream right there.
Officially joined the Hershey's Company in 2021.
Oh.
Which is why you see them everywhere.
It was for the
Oh, I
distribution.
saw it
Because
before then.
Because you lived in Nebraska.
That's true.
It used to be a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
It was the, but they joined Hershey for the distribution model.
I didn't really know about
They could
them.
take them nationwide.
So is anybody going to talk shit
Shut-
about Dot now?
Shout out to our friend Jason
Why not?
Murph. Grow your ass
Aunt
off.
Jemima did the same fucking thing.
Not fucking good, but
What?
no.
She started her own fucking company.
But I'm going to tell you
sold
right
it to a
now,
larger company, and now she's fucking canceled.
I am in a weird industry, so it'll never happen to me. But if somebody came along and I had 4 or 5 locations in my place, and somebody came along and was like, "Hey, we'd like to absorb you into us, and we're going to pay you this obscene amount of money," I'd be like,
Say less.
"Yep,
Yeah.
thanks."
I could say less. That's why everybody who bitches about like Whataburger sold out. So you mean the goal of every fucking company ever? Dude,
you know why
want
it didn't
like
sit right with? I think it didn't sit right with me because Texas companies don't typically do that.
Hershey's. You want to buy a
Right.
cigar company?
right.
I'll
I
have
think
that
that's why it didn't
conversation.
sit right. Is that it was a completes $1.2 billion.
Woo! Fucking Dot got
Get it,
Atta
girl.
Dot.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
God damn.
I mean, I know the
Fucking
pretzels are
hey,
good.
dude.
What?
And you know what?
2 billion?
I don't give a
God
fuck that
damn it,
Hershey
Dot.
owns them. I'm still buying them.
Fucking
bitches.
A,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
There was only 3 things I wanted at my wedding when everybody's like, "Well, what do you want? It's your wedding. What do you want to be there?" And I was like, "I need to never not run out of cigars. I always want top shelf whiskey, and I want Dot's pretzels."
I say I missed the pretzel part. I just brought cigars and whiskey.
It's okay because people came correct. I had
Yeah.
there was Dot.
There was Dots
pretzels
everywhere. Like every fucking table, there was
There was the
Dots,
big
man.
fuck you bag.
Yeah.
There was the normal size bags. One dude showed up. I don't even know where he got it, but it was a big bag, and inside the big bag was little bags of Dots pretzels.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Oh,
don't
it's a
even know
bag in a
where.
bag.
I was like, this is incredible. There was Dots everywhere,
Fucking A.
and I
Yeah,
was.
there were dots everywhere for me too.
It was a weekend.
Mikey, what were you saying about our friend Jason Murph?
I didn't know about Dots. Murph's actually the one who introduced me to Dots.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
seen Murph's new packaging for his beef jerky?
I have not.
Boy, paid a graphic designer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, fucking improvements.
Yeah.
So fucking proud of him.
I'm so proud of him, man. He's killing it. He's fucking crushing.
I asked him the other day when he was going to sponsor the show, and he was like, "The company didn't make enough money for that." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up."
Yeah, fuck you.
Didn't
dude.
you just sign a contract with fucking like CVS? Like,
Dude, you're in Walmart,
yeah, that, like,
motherfucker.
fuck off. There it is. There's the new packaging.
nice.
Look at
Oh,
you.
attaboy.
Actually paid an artist. I'm so fucking proud of you.
That a boy. I love his jerky too.
We
his jerky's
fuck
solid.
yeah.
so
So
I
is that a window or a picture?
that's a picture. No, there's a window. It's a window when you actually order it.
Okay.
That's been Compton, but when you actually order it, it's a window.
Fucking A.
But I order his stuff through his wholesale portal, and but so I order it, and he pushed me to it because he was like, "Just do it; it'll give you net 60." And like, you just fucking, and I was like, "Yeah, groovy." So I ordered it, but we order it like once a week. We order more jerky because we burn through his stuff, and my package showed up like it normally does, and so my employee knew what it was, and he cut it open. He walked in. He was like, "You have a note and a flag?" And like there was the "Girl Your Ass Off" flag in it, and then on it was like it had a huge dick, and it just said, "Just for you, boy. Me love you long time." And I was like, and he was like, "My employee doesn't know that I know Murph," and he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Don't worry about it." But if you're listening to this, buddy, fucking the product's awesome. We crush with it, but I appreciate the note.
What's your favorite flavor?
The salt and pepper.
Me too.
Really?
I like just the regular
the
salt and pepper.
So there's
dude.
the original, which is like salt, but then there's the salt and pepper one, and it is proper. Like you pull a piece of fucking jerky out, and it is
and it's crunchy.
it is
chip.
it is
Nice.
it is
Fucking amazing.
coated on each side.
Yeah.
It
That-
is.
yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Uh,
I think that's the power move, man. Is the old
I-
salt and pepper.
I did.
But
I know
this is San Antonio, so I saw a lot of carne asada.
the habanero one will kick you in the fucking dick. That is a
The
spicy.
mango habanero.
That is
yeah,
a
that shit
spicy
snuck up.
Speaking of that,
fucker.
I found in the back of my fridge, I had a jar of jam from you.
Oh,
What's-
my mom's jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is it jelly or jam? What's the difference?
you
I can't jelly my
a
dick in your ass.
Oh,
It's one of my favorite jokes of all time.
it's a great joke.
That fucking thing has some ass to it.
Delicious.
I was like, this is from Mikey. And I fucking opened it up. I'm like, it fucking yeah. And I whoop. And I'm
Yeah.
like, Holy shit!
Peach habanero jelly.
So his mom,
It's
his mom
habanero.
jammed you up?
It's phenomenal.
It's habanero.
His mom jammed you up?
There's a
Is
hint
that
of
what you're,
peach.
is that what you're
A
saying?
little bit.
You got jammed up by his mom?
Yeah, dude, I eat the fuck out of that, man. Matter of fact, I'm down to like this much in the bottom of one.
Yeah.
That's all I got left. That shit's delish.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I did pork belly burn ends, and I used a little too much spice on this batch, but I'll let you boys
I
try
think
some.
so.
after.
I almost sent you a recipe
Oh yeah. Oh,
or a video of a guy making a recipe, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. And I couldn't tell, and I almost sent it to you because I didn't know like how I felt about it, and I didn't want to send it to you and get judged because I was like, but the dude made hot dog burnt ends.
Oh, I've seen this.
oh.
So he did it like
Okay.
the exact same methodology
Yeah,
of
yeah.
making burnt ends, but he did it with hot dogs.
Yeah.
Huh.
It doesn't look
Now-
bad.
It doesn't.
They
now,
looked okay.
Here's the deal: is that we live close enough to like Slovaceks and like all the other ones that I was like, okay, so do
Oh,
that.
Hebrew National, bro.
No, do that, but do it with like a proper like kielbasa sausage.
Dude,
Deer sausage.
so my boy Jared,
Exact same methodology.
his meat sponsor is Midland Meat Company, right? He's got a meat sponsor. He's got a barbecue channel, so he's got a meat sponsor.
He's
which
got an
is
OnlyFans. too.
hilarious. He could. That's a whole lot of OnlyFans, but whatever. I
That's
don't
why he also has a meat sponsor.
we don't
Only
keep
a fan.
that. But they
And
make
it's just him and a big fan.
they make Wagyu hot dogs.
It's just him fucking sweating.
What?
Yeah.
See a lips in the asshole out of a Wagyu
Dude,
cow?
I have Wagyu hot dogs at home. They will fucking change your life.
You know what?
I
They're
still know what it
amazing.
is.
Are we ready
I
for?
still know what it's.
Are we ready for hot take of the day?
Okay.
I don't think Wagyu's that good.
It depends on
I
what
think it's-
grade
I think
and
it's-
how
I've
it's
had
prepared.
the A5 shit. I've had all the
I've
good
never
shit.
forked over.
I'm not gonna spend the money to find out.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's my
I don't
thing.
think it's that good. I
Like-
I don't. I think it's 100% hype train shit, and it's one of those like, well, it's expensive. It's got to be good. And I'm like, yeah,
I
so are
think-
traffic tickets. I don't like
I had
those.
some-
I
Like,
think
I
it's
had-
all based on how much marbling there is, and I think you have to see it before you buy it.
but
Yeah.
I've done it. I've had it in Vegas. I've had it in DC. Like I've had it in these restaurants that it
I had
should be
Mexico
the best
City
in the world.
as an appetizer, and it was like
I don't think it's that good.
I mean, it melts. It melts because it's
it was.
riddled with
It's
fat.
mostly
How
fat.
do they
Yeah.
call it? It's a fucking. How do? Goddamn fucking brain doesn't want to work today. It was raw. It was sliced super thin. And it was raw.
Oh,
Oh, it was
Oh,
like a
so-
ceviche.
No,
It was like pet.
Oh no, no, they serve it at
No.
Fleming's. They serve it at Fleming's too.
you know what? I can't think
Oh,
of
what
the
is it-
what's it
fucking word for it. Carpaccio.
Carpaccio.
There we
Yeah.
go. Right, and it was probably some of the best meat I ever put in my mouth. But it was all about how it was prepared and the quality of the meat.
Sure.
Now, mind you, that one appetizer was like $60 fucking dollars,
And I've had the really high end stuff. I don't think
and it was delicious.
I don't think
Now,
it's
would
that
I
good.
buy a full fucking ribeye? No, because how I have
for
to prepare that.
$1,000, yeah.
Well, it's stupid now. You can go to Costco and buy a Wagyu brisket. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's dumb. But like, what? what?
Yeah,
Well, what else are you gonna do with that meat?
You made 4 times what you needed to on the rest of the other meat.
I know, right?
But like,
It is brisket. I
bro,
I have to cook this until it's past
a
rubber.
brisket's a
Yeah.
brisket. Yeah,
I mean, like,
I wouldn't say brisket.
Well,
brisket.
Yeah, because there's a definite
There's-
difference between like prime.
Now,
Yeah.
if I do,
but if I was going to use
a Wagyu
prime versus
brisket.
Wagyu and do a 2-day fucking cook on it, you're going to be able to tell me the difference?
yes,
Oh, I don't know.
yes,
I don't know. I've never had a Wagyu.
No, do
brisket.
you know what? The prime one's going to taste better because there's more meat to it.
No.
See, I like more fat because that's
No, you like a good fat cap.
no. I like good marbling in my steak.
Yeah, but at that long of a cook, that's going to render out so much that 20
Into
pound
the
brisket, that 20-pound brisket you bought is going to be the size of my lighter. Like it's
into
just
the
going to all
meat, though.
fucking be gone.
Yeah, but
It's not that good.
the Wagyu tallow
I
would
think-
be good to keep.
I think Wagyu is overrated. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't think it's near.
not bad.
It's not worth near
Worth
what
the
people want
money,
to
yeah.
charge.
Oh, I don't think it's worth it. No, I agree with
no,
that.
no.
I mean,
I think it's become another hype
Well, it's
word.
like it's you know what? Let's fucking fuel the fire again. It's like Pappy Van Winkle. I'm not
Well, that-
saying it's
and-
bad.
Not worth it.
I'm saying it's not
So
worth it.
The traditional
There is
way,
more and more videos.
the
coming out now
traditional
about
way to make
people going, like,
Wagyu.
"What's the most overrated bourbon out there?" And people are like,
It's fucking
"It's
Pappy.
Pappy."
Yeah.
We're so hipster. We were broke before the curve. But the traditional
Says the
way,
crew with a half a gallon of Jameson in front of them. It's
Right.
like,
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
I'm drinking Buffy Trace.
Hashtag Buffy.
The traditional way to make wagyu, whatever the fuck you say,
Wagyu?
pronounce it, wagyu, is that cow can't move. It just sits there and it gets fat and it gets massaged and it hangs out and there's zero stressors in that cow's life. But it does not have.
Till they shoot it in the head with a
They don't put it out in a pasture and let it wander around and do its own fucking thing. They don't, because it could injure itself. It could damage the meat. So it sits in a fucking pen,
Yeah, but I
and
wanna-
it literally stands up and it lays down and it gets fucking massaged, and that's it.
I want to taste the life experience. I want to.
But that's a life experience. You're tasting. You're tasting the pamperedness.
I need more.
Are you saying I'm a Wagyu human?
He's saying you're well marbled.
Fuck, I know I am.
I'm fucking. You know what?
Scott's like,
I've had over the years. I've had a
Scott's
lot
like,
of
dude,
good.
I'm a massage away from being a wagyu.
Over the years, I've had a lot of good
What
ways
do hand jobs do?
of saying that somebody's overweight.
Well
Right?
marbled.
I've used Festively Plump.
My favorite one that I still use is Heavy Drop.
That's a good one. Heavy Drop's good.
Yep.
Festively plump.
Festively Plump.
I just you're calling him Santa. Just Santa.
Festively
You're
Plump.
not fat. You're festively plump.
You're the only Santa at this table.
That's true.
But you're wagyu.
You fucking wagyu, bro.
Look at this wagyu human over here.
What does that mean? Just well marbled. That's all it means.
You're well marbled. Look at you. Like Lizzo's so fat.
You-
No. She's well
she's
marbled.
It's a Wagyu.
That's a wagyu with a flute. That's
That's like A6.
By the way, it's been about two or 3 weeks since Lizzo quit, and the world is
What's she
starting,
quit?
spinning.
starting to heal.
She said she would not
Social media.
quit. In general.
She quit.
Social media.
Fuck, I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
I have no. Okay, she.
I'm not
quit.
gonna lie. If I ever got to that level of wealth, I'd fucking quit too.
No,
I'd be
she
like,
didn't
why the
quit. I
fuck
did
am
not see a single obituary for Lizzo. She didn't quit.
She didn't quit eating.
Yeah.
Well, I think the morbid on front of it is actually that's like morbid obese is just obituary and waiting, right? Like, isn't that the
Well, if she quit,
is not quitting music says viral I quit statement. It was only about not giving any negative energy attention. Oh,
Oh, so she
Scroll down.
fucking
so
scrolled
rich
back.
enough to not
the
give
screen's
a fuck.
not wide enough.
It's not.
So rich enough
Fuck,
to not give a
John.
fuck is what she means.
I quit social media.
Fucking I wish.
Like, if any one of my friends calls me, and without any other,
All right, well, fuck you
anything.
then, you fat bitch.
without any other context, if they call me and they're just like, "I quit," I'm like, don't fucking move. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but we have a very different type of friend than Lizzo.
Yeah.
True.
If Livo's friends calls and goes, I quit, she's like, let me get a double before you leave. Like, that's a fucking
Dude, I can't
give me
wait.
double animal style, please.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for her to lose a foot just so I could be like, ha! That's it.
And with
How old is she? She's young yet, right? 20s?
Yeah, I think so.
lose a foot and with, or
Just
diabetes.
lose a foot due to diabetes.
36.
Oh, she's,
Well, fuck,
she's
she
older
looks-
than
Do you know
I
how
thought
many
she was.
wagyus were given up for that harness she's wearing? God damn.
6.
I don't want to click on it.
I love you. Scroll over, and zooms in.
Click
we
on
need
it, you pussy.
I love how you just keep
Zoom
grabbing
out,
her
I need to
titty.
see more.
This looks like that thing's grabbing her titty. It's all that little hand.
Those rivets are screaming for life right now.
That whoever made that zipper, I need that.
Yeah, that's not a YKK
Ow.
zipper. Ugh,
Oh my.
That zipper's.
that's not sweat. That's bacon grease.
Scroll up.
That's the
Scroll up.
marbling.
Tell me she doesn't look like a Doctor
You
Who
can
villain.
see the marbling on the outside.
Oh, what the fuck is her name?
Lizzo.
No, not her. Who's the other chick that had blue hair?
Dude, if one of those rivets
Oh.
pops, though, somebody's going down. Like it is.
God,
I didn't know she was 36.
Jeez.
I thought she was younger than that.
Us.
Yeah,
Fucking Star Wars extra.
We're just coming up.
eagle. Oh God, oh God.
God.
What the fuck,
Oh, we're going to hell.
dude? Fuck her. Especially after that bullshit where it's like she made her fucking dancers like eat bananas out of fucking strippers' pussies and shit. And she's so goddamn holier than thou. And I'm a role model. Fuck her, dude.
She fat shamed a bunch of her.
I
backup
suppose
dancers.
if
They were
anybody
like,
can judge
that
that,
hypocrite bitch.
if
she's a
anybody can
hypocrite,
judge
dude.
that, it's Mikey.
What?
It just
Eating
proves
bananas.
the level
You're
of
goddamn
selfish
right.
that she is because she was like, "There will be no fat on this stage but mine." That's all. Like that's
There's
just
no
proves the
room
level of
besides what I
selfish.
have.
Just
Yeah.
me.
You ever like? I didn't even know fat narcissists existed. I was wrong, 100%. Like fuck that bitch, man.
Who is the chick with blue hair? She was on like
It's
she was Drew Carey?
2024. You're
Dude,
gonna have
half
to.
of them.
Oh my god, Mimi!
Yes, that's a black version of her.
Mimi.
She had blue eyes.
No,
She
I
had
thought she had blue
eyeshadow.
hair.
No,
She had-
blonde hair,
Really?
Red.
blue eyeshadow,
Oh,
whatever it was. Mimi, the extra from the Drew Carey show.
Yeah,
I don't know this.
dude, I was blown away when I learned that show. Almost like 90% of that show
Mimi.
was
Blonde
scripted.
hair. Yeah, look at that. That's Lizzo.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's older than 36.
That's the Oreo version.
dude.
Why does it look like her feet are on her face?
She's got
Because
toe
her,
fingers.
because her pinky has a bigger waistline than mine.
Yeah.
Like it's
Because they're fat, short fingers.
don't know how do you use a smartphone with Vienna sausages for fingers.
Yeah. You misspell shit.
We chose violence today, huh, boys?
Justin got my fat thumbs the other day.
I got your high thumbs.
No, I wrote high. I meant to say something completely else. Like my phone corrected it to I high. I was like, what? No, it's not
We
real.
know.
Well, you were.
We're aware.
No, when you saw me on Saturday, I don't remember fucking coming here, dude. That was terrifying.
I could have sworn she had blue hair.
No, just blue eyeshadow.
It's just eyeshadow.
I thought
The
she
hair
had
on
hair.
Jazz. How you put that together from what his description it amazes me.
It
I have
wasn't until I
no
said Drew
idea.
Carey.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
even still, that's
Dude. We had one other thing we were going to get into.
yeah, the fucking anthill.
Oh, yeah.
The Santa Fe Police Department
Fucked up, man.
put this bitch's face in a fire anthill.
Like, when did this
God
happen? When did that happen?
In
It's
2001.
Oh, so it's been
2001?
a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Why
I think
is this?
Hold on, go
just
back
now
up.
Surfacing.
Go all the way to the
because
top.
the internet.
Yeah,
21.
The painful
2021.
21. Not
happening
2000.
There's a 20-year difference, sir.
Did I say 2001?
Yeah.
That's on me, boys. That's on me. My bad. My brain's at 21, I promise.
Maybe the lawsuit's just coming about then.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But here's what she looked like before the incident.
Attractive lady.
Smash?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then post the incident.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
God
painful picture.
That looks like that hurts, man.
That's one of those pictures
I have
you can
s-
feel.
I have 8 ant bites on my ankle right now,
Yeah.
and I couldn't even imagine what that feels like.
He does.
Like, it looks like I have a
Can't confirm.
cankle because of it. So how fucking swollen it is.
Yeah.
Dude, that is brutal.
Dude. I know that my youngest son is allergic to fire ants.
So
And,
is she.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
clearly.
think technically everybody is allergic to fire.
Well, to the point that he needs a fucking EpiPen because of it, type of shit.
That fire ant hill needed an EpiPen when I got done with it.
So when
What?
we originally
Oh, fuck.
talked about this earlier, I was like, well, what did she do wrong?
That's my question.
So apparently
Oh, she died.
no,
What?
that's a different case.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. So what did she do?
If you
wrong?
scroll back up to the top, it tells
purposely
you.
do it, though?
Yeah, right there. Stop. Per the lawsuit, Rogers was driving with her son when an officer started yelling at her to stop. Court documents said Rogers panicked because officers pounded on her vehicle and pointed their gun at her, and she went the wrong way accidentally. Scroll down.
All right. So,
Hold on, there's more. That's when
Yeah, I don't
Santa Fe
think
PD Sergeant Ruben Espinoza hit Rogers' car per the lawsuit. Another officer, Officer Christian Carranza, arrived at the scene and allegedly became aggressive with Rogers.
I don't think that's the whole story.
So
I doubt that they picked her up and moved her and stuffed her into an anthill. This
Yeah.
literally looks like they pulled it out of the car.
Yeah,
and laid
but-
her on the grass, and it just
But she was telling them that, like, God,
now there's probably things that were done afterwards, but if you're,
It sounds to me like she
I've
failed
had-
to comply.
I've had a
And then
lot.
drove down the wrong side of the street and then had to get hit by another fucking vehicle.
I am.
So yeah, they
do
pulled
not,
their guns out.
I do
Why
not
are-
support.
Why are you running from the cops?
That's
I do not support over aggressive law enforcement, but I've had more run-ins with law enforcement in my life than the majority of people and all of their friends put together
Same.
in their lives.
Same.
And I never once have had an officer that has
put your head in
done
an anthill.
never put it. I never got shot. I never got put in an
I've
anthill.
never been manhandled.
Now-
I've
when
never been touched.
Even when I've been handcuffed
Other
and
than-
arrested,
Other than actually being arrested, I have never had a cop that lay a hand on me other than like,
and even when
I've
I've
been-
been
hey,
arrested,
we're going to cuff you.
I've been on the
Like-
side of I-10 in Phoenix,
like
right?
it's never
with
been
the
violent.
ghetto bird above me,
Yeah.
3 unmarked cop cars, 2 motorcycle police, and 6 marked cars. And it's me and one other person on motorcycles. I had 2 guns and 3 knives on me, and
fucking criminal.
nothing, not a single fucking thing happened. I didn't even get a ticket.
He got 4 stars on Grand Theft Auto.
Not even get a ticket. I got pulled over. I didn't even take my guns off me. The cop took the guns off me because I wasn't about to reach into my pocket.
Fuck no.
Right.
But I never got ripped off my bike. I never got thrown on the ground. I didn't even get put in handcuffs.
every time I've ever been pulled over with
And you
a
can't
gun,
say it's because she's not white, because she is.
every time I've ever been pulled over with a gun, if I said, hey, just so you know, I've got a weapon on me, almost every time the cop said, cool, just
See,
make sure
the
your hands
one-
are where I can see them and
Yeah,
we're good
you
to
keep
go.
yours where yours at,
So-
and I'll keep mine where mine's
That's
at.
what they usually say.
So to preference this story, in Nebraska, I got pulled over one time and I did not have a gun, but I had a concealed carry.
And you have to announce
Right?
mandated.
I didn't think I had to announce that I had a
concealed
concealed
carry.
carry permit.
Yep.
Because I didn't have a gun on me. So
Oh, but they pulled your license and your seat.
yes, and so she comes up and her hands on her gun, right? And she's like, "Do you have a gun?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Well, you have a concealed carry permit, and you're supposed to tell me." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know I needed to tell you because
I'm not
I'm
carrying.
not carrying.
No,
I don't have a gun."
Now here's the funny part.
Right?
We used to teach concealed carry.
We
classes.
used to, so I should have known that, right?
Fucking turd.
However, leading to my
Do
main,
as I say, not as I do.
leading to the main point of my story.
God damn it, I love you, Scott.
I get pulled over in Kansas one time.
It's very NCO of you,
and,
sir.
and Kansas is a constitutional carry state. So I get pulled over in Kansas and I was carrying. So I'm like, just want to let you know I have a handgun. And he's like, this is Kansas. And I'm like, what is that? I'm like, okay.
Everybody's got
He's
fucking
like,
handguns.
I would expect that you had a handgun with you. I'm like, oh, fuck yes.
fucking A, man.
Yeah.
That's so like the funny thing,
I'm in
like
the wrong state.
getting pulled over in Arizona, and I'm guarantee you I told this in the early days in the episode too.
Put that wherever.
It fucking.
This
I
is
was-
for the homies.
I kept watching the smooth pour out of this half gallon. I'm mesmerized by it.
Well, that is now a quarter.
It's quarter.
yeah.
Yeah.
But so I got pulled over in Arizona, and this is after they went constitutional carry. But I still had a concealed handgun permit in Arizona. In order to get it, you have to go through background checks, can't be a felon, all that fun shit.
Sure.
And so I got pulled over, and the first thing I said was, "Sir, I have a concealed carry permit, and I am carrying." He's like, "Well, concealed carry permit doesn't mean shit in this state anymore." Actually, it does.
What is
It tells you a lot about who I am.
Yeah.
Well, anybody
means
can carry now.
it means I
I'm
went
like,
through the
I
training.
get that anyone can carry now, but this means like I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Yeah. Even though I'm in a gang.
The outlaw motorcycle gang, sir, according to the FBI
Club.
the gang task force. No,
Whatever.
it was a gang.
Gang
It was-
club.
we were classified as a
Who
gang for a little
cares?
while. It was pretty funny.
Dude, the federal classification of a gang is like 3 or more people
And they're wearing the same color
that
clothing.
have like common interests who hang out together.
no, they have to have the same color clothing.
Hey, we
That's
should,
it.
We
So-
should start the Warfighter Tobacco Gang.
Well, so like law enforcement, their gang, they all wear the same uniform.
Technically,
Well, the military is
They're a gang.
yeah, but
It's
it's
the
like-
largest gang in the world.
Tell me the Marine
Yeah.
Corps is not a gang.
Fuck.
that's a cult.
And a
There's
cult,
a religious
yeah.
connotation.
God Country Corps. You're not wrong. Okay.
Now, do they do things that are illegal
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you met one?
Just because we like to
without
do
getting
hood,
punished for it?
just because we like to do hood
The
rat shit with our friends.
institution may not, but every individual.
No, I'm
member
talking about
does.
the institution as a whole. Same with the Army and the Air Force. Do they do things that are illegal?
Yeah.
That depends on how you
Well,
classify a war crime.
It depends. Which,
It doesn't matter if
It
it's a war
depends
crime or not.
Which country you live in?
Oh, it depends on what laws you're looking at.
Yes.
Yeah.
because murder's murder.
Yeah.
Just because that guy's a military age male,
I like to think that we did murder.
but just because that guy's a
I
military
didn't
age
do murder, I
male.
did moida.
Mida.
Sounds cooler.
Everybody. Yeah, they're all gangs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been manhandled. Like every time I've been cuffed numerous times. And I've had plenty of,
I got
against my will, I mean. Against my will, Jazz.
I got a story about what.
But my point is I've that picture of her, her face on the ground,
Yeah.
smashed into the thing, What did you do?
The first time I seen
Cops don't do that.
The first time I seen one of my buddies get manhandled by a cop, I was having a party at my apartment when Michelle was out of town.
Markwood.
Yes. And at my party, the cops got called because we were loud. Right? They show up and we're all minors at this point. I'm 20. Everybody else there's 18, 19, right? We're all fucking drunk as shit. The cops show up. They're like, hey, you need to keep it down. I'm like, yeah, no problem. They're like, hey, make sure everybody stays here. Like, if you keep everybody here, we won't have a problem. Keep them
let's
inside.
tell half a platoon of infantrymen,
Yeah.
don't move. The cops are here.
So I think the third time the cop showed up, he's like, I don't give a fuck. Somebody's going to jail. And about that time, my buddy runs out the back door. So from my front door, you can see my back door. And the cop saw my buddy run out the back door.
He's like, that's my guy.
Yep. And so the cop runs through my house, and at a full sprint, he hits a fucking ground wire to
Your buddy or the
to the
cop?
telephone
The
pole.
cop.
Cop.
Hilarious.
right. So he hits this. It knocks him on his ass. It breaks his pistol belt off. So now he's holding his pistol belt. He's
big
like,
mad.
I don't give a fuck. Somebody's going to fucking jail tonight. I don't give a fuck who. Like, this cop is pissed,
He's
right? So my buddy runs
I'd have been
around.
like, you got a warrant to be my property officer?
No, I didn't say shit at that point. I'm like, what happens, happens. It's not going to happen to me.
Yeah.
But my buddy runs. So my literally across the parking lot, my other two people in my platoon lived there. So the cop, we calm him down. He walks out the front door and he sees my buddy run across. It's like, oh, and he goes chasing this guy. Well, my buddy goes into our other buddies. This is the fucking party.
John was there.
I was.
My buddy runs to my other friend's house, right? He hid in a field for a while.
Were you guys on base housing or
No, we were off just a mile off base.
Okay.
right? Just off base. So my buddy gets in. The cop sees him go in the house, but he runs in and he's sweaty as fuck, but he gets in one of the beds and covers himself up fully clothed, right? And he pretends like he's sleeping. Well, the cop just fucking goes in there, doesn't give a fuck, right?
That's how you get shot.
Well, but the other two
It
buddies
was
were at
early
my
in
house.
the night. I'm in the white. I was hammered.
So
I can just imagine John. This is all happening to the soundtrack of John laughing.
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah. So my buddy, they obviously know it's my buddy. They rip the covers off. He's like, hey, you're going to fucking jail, right? So, oh, Jesus. So the cops got my buddy handcuffed, walking him over to the patrol car that's parked right in front of my house, my apartment. And the cop's like talking to my buddy Markwood. He's like, if you say one more fucking word, you're going to fucking jail tonight. My buddy looks at the cop and goes, word. And so the cop opens the door, beats his fucking head off the fucking top of the cop car like 3 or 4 times before throwing him in. Like,
That's a bad cop.
yeah. Well, the cop was also, he had a 101st pin on there. Right.
Ah.
So I didn't find this out until the next day. But as he's going to jail or like being driven in the cop car, he's talking shit. He's like, what, you in the army? You couldn't make it. You had to become a fucking cop. Like talking mad shit. The cop's like, why don't you come a little closer and say that? You know, so he's like handcuffed in the back of the car, like leaning forward, talking shit. And the cop locks it up. My buddy said he bounces off the front and like lands on the fucking floor and shit, right? So we had to call our platoon sergeant, and like, oh, it was a whole fucking thing. I think he was an E6 at that time. Was Greeno an E6?
No, he's E7.
Oh, he was the platoon sergeant then? Yeah. So yeah. And then for some reason, everybody decided to start breaking bottles out in the front of my house.
Well, the cops already came.
Yeah, well, this might have been right before they came. And Michelle gets home. The house is trashed. There's glass everywhere. Outside the
I'm
house.
pretty sure we had a keg that night too.
Oh, I don't know. We had everything. We drank
There's a fucking lot.
we drank every bit of booze that I owned at that point.
Maybe that was a different night.
Michelle was
Keg.
so
I
pissed.
think it was a different night we had the keg. Then.
Yeah, Michelle was so pissed.
I mean, that does go back to show what we said earlier. Like, you fuck around,
Yeah.
they will get aggressive.
But when my buddy said word, we all died, and he got his head beat off the top of that fucking cop car. It was great.
You know what sucks about that is that
And I don't even know why he ran.
he had to go to work.
Just cause.
Yeah, but all he had to do was not run, and nobody.
I was in fuck. It was in Alabama. I ran from the cops in Alabama one night. Like, I had a white shirt on, so I stripped my shirt off, rolled around the mud because it was raining, ran through the woods for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
No fucking reason. Like, I don't even know why they were looking for
You
us.
just went to full the fugitive. Just decided you were gonna fucking.
Well, whatever it was. So I was at Fort Benning at the time, and I was not supposed to be in Atlanta, or I was in Huntsville, Alabama. Excuse me. Which in my geniusness, I'm like, Huntsville, that's far enough away from Fort Benning. They won't know I was in the Army.
Yeah.
There's Redstone Arsenal in
Yeah,
Huntsville, Alabama. I didn't know that. That's how fucking new I was. But yeah, I don't know why I was running.
Have you
I didn't
ever
get caught.
have you ever seen your parents run from the cops? So my small town that I grew up in is 360 people, Lee, Nebraska.
They go from the bar to the house.
Right? No. So
It's like 800 feet.
my stepdad, I was in the back of his 1980 something Chevy pickup. Like, I'm sitting in the bed of it because we came from the fair, right? We're literally driving a couple blocks, and the cops directing traffic. Well, my stepdad like turns, but there's like loose gravel on the pavement and does like a burnout, but not like a aggressive burnout. He like spin the tires on the loose gravel,
Yeah.
right? And all he did was like pull around the co-op and then parked. And we watched the cop freak the fuck out, get in his car, and haul ass up the hill chasing my stepdad, who was already parked. And I'm in the back, and I'm like fucking 14, maybe 13, 12. I don't know. I was young. But I'm sitting in the back of the pickup. The cop goes fucking hauling up ass out of the fucking, comes back. He's like, I can't find this son of a bitch. You got away. And then he like sees the pickup. And so he like goes to like talk shit to my stepdad at the time. And I'm just like, is this really happening? Like, he thought my fucking stepdad ran, but I was like, literally, we just went around the building and parked. It was funny, but yeah. Have you ever seen your parents?
Stupid ass cops.
Have you ever seen your parents run from the police? That was the one and only time I've ever seen my parents.
I watched my
I
stepfather get.
haven't had parents for like 2 decades.
No.
It's like, fuck, man. My dad
Well,
died when I was 11.
If you haven't had parents in 2 decades, how fucking old is this jam?
It's my adopted mom's jam.
Oh, okay. I was like, maybe I shouldn't eat any more of this. No wonder why it's spicy.
It's from the 60s. It's got Quaaludes
tastes
in it,
good.
bro. Shit. Jazz, you got enough for a little cheers?
I mean, I can fix it.
Attaboy.
It's fixed.
Fixed. All right, boys. I'm going to raise my glass. I'm going to say thanks for being my freedom friend. Good episode. A little bit long, I think.
It was fun.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, smash those buttons. Tell your mom.
Tell your friends.
Tell your fucking mom's friends. Also, fuck you, headquarters VFW. I said it. Yeah, all that shit. 3 little things. Pretty easy to do. Words to live by.
Yeah.
A mantra, if you will. John?
Smoke on.
Jazz?
Drink on.
And goddamn it, kids. Freedom to fuck on.
Would that be our mission statement?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is.
Fucking A.
Ah,
I think it's
clear,
ethos.
concise, ethos.
The ethos.
It's a lot.
It's our
clear-
I'd say
metal.
the mission statement is more mediocre at best.
It's a lot. Clearer.
Mediocre podcast.
That's the mission statement.
It's a lot.
I think it's our metal.
It's a lot clearer than the VFW.
It's a mission essential task list.
It is.
Smoke on, drink on, freedom to fuck on.
Yeah.
Clear,
Done. Yeah.
concise.
Those are good. That's a good medal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is what ethos are based on. So.
Truth.
But yeah, it's definitely metal.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Bye, everybody.